So hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I think the last one you saw was my yoga practice. That was the last video uploaded in this channel. I do have a Portuguese channel. I don't know if I have talked about it. It's called Vida de PhD no Canadá. It's about immigration, but more not talking about the challenges, but more talking about, things that you can do to come here if you want to come here. And do maybe graduate studies, what you should have, and documentation, things like that. So it's more like, I don't know, I feel like I try to help more people there, but I also feel I can help people here because I'm just being honest, right? So I don't really know how to differentiate between those, but the main point is one is in Portuguese, the other one is in English. And today in today's video, I had like many ideas of things I wanted to talk, and I haven't been actually filming anything because I just moved to this cottage cabin type of thing, and was very hard. I did everything by myself. I got a help from a guy on Facebook Market that was able to bring my king size bed and my couch here, which was very helpful. I paid him $100 and then he was able to help me out. So it was not really help, was paid help. The help, I thought I would get it, I didn't get it. Usually I don't ask people for help because I don't want to get disappointed, but then this time I decided to ask it, to do a different approach, and then I didn't get the help anyway. So long story short, I paid the guy $100, got him to move some things here. Most of the things that I could fit in my car, I fit there and then I brought here. It's in the other side of the bay, so it's around maybe 35 minutes driving from this side to the other side, because there is a bridge just in the end of the mountain, so I need to go like around the mountain and then come back to the other side. But I'm enjoying. It's a huge house. I'm living in the first floor, which is like the main floor, and I might do like a video showing up this, like a kind of, I don't know, showing you guys this place. But in today's video, I want to talk a little bit more about all the topics, but not a specific topic. But it's just so hard sometimes. So I got a contact from a girl from the radio, CBC radio here in Corner Brook. She wants to do an interview with me talking about being immigrant. I don't really know what she wants to know. She found out this channel and then decided that she wants to talk to me. She found it was interesting things that she heard. I don't know which video she saw or if she saw more than one, but I feel very uncomfortable talking about it, and that's the main point, because I don't know, I don't want it to offend anybody. I don't want it to be mean. I don't want it to be judgmental. And those are the things you will be if you just express your opinion. And then a lot of people try to make me feel very shame about expressing my opinion. And that's why I have this channel, to express my opinion, right? And then this girl found it was interesting what she heard, and she wants to interview me, and that makes me feel uncomfortable because I don't want to offend anybody. I don't know who will listen or if she will write about it and who will read it. I don't want anybody to feel, she's saying that for me. No, I'm saying that as a general thing of the culture usually. It's not that person, who was the officer when I went to the M to do my motorcycle license or to get my motorcycle license. Was not that person that was a hard person to deal with. It's general. Being immigrant is hard in general. You might find nice people, but even the nice people, they have a closed mind because they have the whole mind was built in this culture. And it's not a closed mind for them, it's a closed mind for me because I was born and raised in another culture and then I came here. So it's very complicated to try to express your opinion, be open, and just talk about the difficulties you face in kind of everyday basis, and in the same time thinking about those friends or those neighbors, or those people that might get hurt about what you were saying. And I do have a dear Canadian friend. He's married with a Brazilian girl, and it's very hard for me. Sometimes I tell him, you don't like to be like, you don't act as a Canadian. I don't feel like you are a Canadian, because I have this open relationship with him, and it's easy, it's easy to communicate in this type of open relationship. If I try to do this with the other person will not understand where I'm coming from. They don't know about my history in this country. They don't know everything that I suffer in this country. So I don't know. Like, I would do the interview because I said I would do the interview. So I don't know. I just feel very uncomfortable doing it, and I might even record that just so you guys can understand where I'm coming from, because I feel as well maybe she'll have this interview and then she will select parts of it to put in this interview thing, or maybe this program, or maybe this article, and I want to have the backup of everything I say, so if something goes wrong, at least you have an idea of what I actually meant, or what I really wanted to say, I don't know, I feel very uncomfortable, and I'm doing because I feel maybe other immigrants will need it to hear, or I don't know, or will help somebody. It's very difficult. About the license, I got my driver license, my motorcycle one, pretty cool, after so many $100, and so much stress and talking to so many people. I finally got it. They finally understood I don't fit in the box, and they needed to find out another box to put me in, and then they have this box there, thank God. And but then I talked with a postdoc who works in the same group that I work in the university, and he had a really hard time trying to transfer his license. So in Canada, there are countries that have this partnership where you just show up your license and then you can transfer here without doing any tests or any road tests or any written tests, nothing. You just transfer. But most of the countries, they don't have this partnership or agreement, and then you need to actually bring an official translation from an official translator of your drive license. The international one doesn't count. And then you need to do a written test, and then you get the learning or the novice, and then you do your road test maybe a week after, or maybe even in the same day if you could book that. There is no waiting period because you already have your license. You're just, making sure you understand the rules of this country, but driving is kind of the same everywhere you go. So then you do your road test, and then you get your a full license. You're a fully licensed driver. And then this guy, he is carrying this N, which is novice drive license, because that's what they gave it to him, because he didn't know he should have brought the official translation of his drive license. And nobody told him. And it's very difficult, guys. It's hard because, everybody's supposed to know, but actually no. If you are new to a place, you don't know anything, zero, nothing. And then you rely on the information people give it to you. And then sometimes if you decided to give a wrong information, that's pretty bad. But in the same time, if you decide don't give the information that's actually worse. Because then you feel like, okay, this person has been so nice to me, and what she's saying probably is what I should do. And then you don't ask more questions because that person has been so nice to you and all of those things. And then in the same time, it's not like that. The person is just doing the minimum she can to help you, or he, right? Or he can to help you. And the minimum is not enough. You need to do at least the regular amount that you would do to a Canadian person, for example. Because being immigrant is already hard. It's very, very hard. And speaking English is very hard. But doesn't mean you don't know things. Doesn't mean you don't know how to drive. Doesn't mean you don't know how to do your groceries. Doesn't mean you don't know how to open a bank account. Doesn't mean you don't know how to put your garbage out. Doesn't mean anything. Just means you cannot speak that language fluent. Or maybe if you do speak fluent like myself, you don't speak as a Canadian would speak. You don't say the sentence as a Canadian would say. You don't have the accent as the Canadian would have. But you know, I'm not Canadian, I'm Brazilian. And even though maybe one day I apply for a citizenship, I still am not going to consider myself Canadian. This citizenship, the passport and things like that is a second thing, you know, is my second nationality. My first one, and for today and forever, will be Brazilian. I am from Brazil. My mother language is Portuguese. When people say to me, oh, I'm so proud, people don't know where I'm from. Like they think I don't even have an accent. Or they think I'm Italian, they think I'm French. That's really stupid. If you are not Italian, if you are not French, why you want to have that accent? It's not your culture, it's not who you are. So denying our culture, making our culture look less than it is, it's just bring the whole new level of difficulty for the new immigrants that are coming in. Because it's already hard, and then people who are here who should be proud, who should, you know, acknowledge the culture, our own culture and our language, and they try to explain to Canadians, try to expose Canadians to that different culture, even if it's a cooking, a baking, word in that language you speak, anything you can think about it will help them to open their mind, to open their concept of a human being. I have a neighbor here in the other city, it's another city, but in the other side of the bay. That was my neighbor there, and they had hard time to understand what I'm saying, but I keep talking because they need to expose themselves. I need to be part of it. Will be hard, will piss me off, because sometimes I need to repeat like 7-8 times, and they still ask me in the end the really thing I just said, you know? But it's okay. I don't get pissed off with them because they have never been exposed to an international person. If they had, was not a Brazilian person, so they don't understand, and it's fine. You know, you get your hair used to it, your ears, your hearing part. You need to be exposed until it's a click. You open your mind and then you understand. You know, it's a process that will take steps. But what I feel a lot is people who are not from here, they try to hide it. They try to say, oh no, but I'm Canadian. I have a Canadian passport. Excuse me, you are not born here. You are not Canadian, you know. You are just got the passport. I'm very proud you got it, because it's a lot of fees you pay. It's a lot, like the process is very long. You go through tests, you go to ceremonies. It's a huge step. But you can be proud of having that passport. You have been proud of becoming a citizen of the country that you are here for maybe 10-15 years and you like it and you want to raise your kids here. And I am totally agree with that part. I'm just not agreeing with the part where you try to hide who you really are or where are you coming from. It's like, it doesn't make a click in my brain why a person wants to hide their own culture, their own language, their own accent. Makes no sense. You know, I understand maybe a family who never had any immigration, like in their families. For example, for me, my grandmother from both sides, they were not born in Brazil. They came from another culture. So we always have been raised in this immigrant type of life, where people make fun how you talk. People sometimes don't understand, but sometimes like they understand, but they try to make you feel bad because you talk in a different way, which happens here very often too. But I was born with that, and then I had these strong concepts. Like my grandmother, she doesn't speak Portuguese the same way I do, but she speaks a good enough Portuguese that I can understand 100% of what she's saying. If I can't, maybe she makes 1 or 2 words, I still can get the meaning. I still can get what she's meaning, you know. And people here, sometimes you say one word different and they make you feel so uncomfortable and they make you repeat that. But you needed to understand, if you make an international person to repeat the word they just said, they will say exactly the same word in exactly the same way. Because that's how they know how to say that word. If you say, you meant this. Okay, yeah, I meant that. I'm not changing the way I'm saying it. Because you make this whole scene, this whole dramatic scene about the way I say. No, you adapt your ear to hear what I'm saying. You understand? Like, that's the main difference that I feel a lot. And then I face the most challenges in Canada. The biggest ones is with Canadians, because they are the most, like the biggest amount of people here are Canadians. But I also face a lot of those like tricky things, or triggering, if I can say that, points about misunderstanding, about, you meant this. That, like, this part, I don't face a lot of Canadians, because they will try their best to understand sometimes. I face those with international people. And then sometimes it's because, yes, I have an accent, you also have an accent. I learn English in this way, you learn the English in that way. And then we are trying to combine and then have a conversation. And then when that is actually happening, you can tell the difference, because the person just feels bad. And then sometimes say, I'm sorry, but I don't really understand, and that's not a bad thing to say. It's like pretty common. It's, a neutral sentence, and then the person will try to say in another way. But when I feel that about harassment from international to another international, that's when it pisses me off, and that's when I usually walk away. I'm trying to don't walk away and try to explain again, and then be neutral, don't have any face, don't have any smile. You can tell that I'm not happy about that, what you just said. I try to make that very clear, so you understand you cannot treat me as a stupid person, because I'm not stupid just because I don't speak the way you think I should speak. Because if you are not born here, the English you speak is only your English. It's not somebody else's English. So if you speak in that way, you expect me to speak in your way, I will not. Because I'm also not born here, and I also have my own English. So it's so complicated, guys. It's very, very complicated. I am going to record more videos about the different steps of my process here, because I don't want to include everything in a big video like this one. But I just wanted to express my pissiness here in this channel, because, oh my god, international people should help international people. If I'm from Brazil and you are from Argentina, doesn't matter. We are both international here, and the category we are going to be included in is not going to be, she will be in the Brazilian box, he would be in the Argentina box, she will be from Saudi Arabia box. No, we have a huge box this size that doesn't fit anywhere, and then that's called international people box. So it's unbelievable. But that's how it is, and that's not a big issue, because once you have a huge box like that called international people box, you are going to start having more of a system. Okay, if an international come here, doesn't matter from where, this international come here to get a drive license. Okay, those are the steps they should follow. And then all the international that come here, even though, we don't really like you, put us in a big box. But if this big box help you to have a procedure and a step-by-step protocol where you can treat all of us the same way, you can make all of us feel welcome and feel valuable. Okay, it's better to have this huge box where it doesn't matter where I'm from, I'm just international, and then have all of that, in the background. It's fine. At least for me, I prefer to have that. I'd like you to understand that Brazil, Argentina, Bolivia, Venezuela, Mexico, they are totally different countries. We speak different languages. Even the countries who speak mainly Spanish, which is basically most of the South America, the Spanish of each country will be different. Some countries will not understand fully the other countries. because the way they speak their Spanish came from a different background and then mixed it with somebody else that was already in the country, so it will be a different Spanish. So I would love you to learn that not all the international people are the same. Not all international people will speak a broken English. Not all the international people will have whatever concept you have in your mind about international people. Will not be like that. Each country, each culture, each person from that same culture will be different. And then you need to respect that. That's what I want to give as a message from this video. And try to, if you have like a, if you work in a service and you are watching this video, try to establish a procedure when you get international people, because that helps us a lot. And then let us know the whole information too. So if you were supposed to bring a document to be able to get something else and we didn't bring this document, you can tell us, like inform us. Oh, you know, if you brought this document, I could give you this X result here. Because we don't know. If we didn't bring that, it's not because we don't want it, it's not because we don't have it. Usually we have all the translations, all the officials, and have all the documents and you need it. But remember, we don't have that information. The online system is not perfect. Most of the times they don't say step by step, so we rely on you to give us the step by step, rely on you to give us the full information. So if you don't give us, you are doing a very, very, very bad thing for us, actually. You are bringing us down. You are treating us differently. We are not getting the full, for example, the full license. That would be a good example. Or, you know, the full outcome from that. We are not getting that. And that's harassment. And you are treating somebody different because the person is different. And that's harassment. So yeah, I think I will finish the video here, and I hope you guys like it, or if you don't like it, at least I hope you listen to it and then you change, and then you stop to be so bad with international people. That the least you can do, right? Think about it, absorb the information, and then try to change. So yeah, I think that's it. I hope you guys keep watching. We will have more of those debates type of things. So bye guys, see you in the next one.